You know, as much as I enjoy our intro song, and it's a good intro song,
It is.
right? It's like for what we get. I mean, we're limited to royalty-free music. We can't bring in other shit. So it's basically like a dollar store version of the Seinfeld intro. I wish that we could. If there's any like artists out there or musicians that can write us an intro song, send it our way. I want to hear some stuff. I want to hear some music. Maybe we can put it as our new intro song. But it got me thinking, Paul, you and I have talked about this before, and I think we talked about it in the episode that we never aired. I found out that there's a service now, an app that like Little League coaches can use to set up a playlist for their players that's like their walkout songs. So like Little Leaguers can have walkout songs now, which is crazy in and of itself. Like I never had that when I was a kid. Like that would have never happened. And I don't know what they do. I guess they just put it on like a little Bluetooth speaker or something like that. And, you know, kids walk out to whoever they're listening to these days. I don't Imagine Dragons or some shit like that.
Oh God.
But it got me thinking, like, what would you guys have as your walkout song? I know you got something, Eric.
I'm thinking,
Eric.
You know, I bet. Here's what I'm going to guess that Eric would have. Eric is going to have something by the Grateful Dead as one of his walkout songs.
Ooh.
I mean, that's not. I'm trying to think of a Grateful Dead song that would like pump up the crowd. That is not a crowd of Deadheads, and I don't think there really is one.
There really isn't. Truckin'.
Truckin' would be good.
Truckin' would be good. Yeah, that's got
Truckin'
a
would be good
intro that you can walk out to. Yeah,
most Grateful Dead is super low key.
it's chill.
It is very chill.
What's that song that they have that's like riding that train high on cocaine? What song is that?
Casey Jones.
Oh man, yeah.
There you
Casey Jones, you better watch your speed.
Yeah, I think Truckin' would be a good, probably the Grateful Dead walk up song I'd use.
go. Okay. Paul?
Funky Town.
Ooh,
Beep beep boop beep boop boop.
That's a good
beep,
one.
boop.
that'd play well in a stadium. Yeah,
It would. It would.
a little reverb
Nick,
on it.
what do you got, Nick?
Man, I don't know. It's hard for me to choose a song. Like I think I told you this before, but I go back and forth between something that would make people laugh, right? Like it's just like a silly song, you know, like come out to like a Katy Perry song or something like that.
Who was the player last year that had like the BK Have It Your Way song? It was like one of the big first baseman dudes, like Vogelback or somebody, but it was like the BK. Double bacon whopper, junior bacon cheese. I don't know what the song was. I don't know how to sing it.
Really?
BK, have it your way. Yeah, somebody did that last year.
Holy shit. How did I miss that?
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I can never figure out what I would play for this.
It would be so hard to be like, would it be a rock song? Would it be a funny song? Would it be like Tenacious D style, or would it be like a straight up kid song? Who was the guy doing Baby Shark? Wasn't somebody walking up to Baby Shark the other day?
That was oh man, it wasn't Javi Baez. It was somebody
from the Nationals or something. Was it that run they made in 2019?
I don't remember. No, it was.
But it was huge.
It was.
Everybody said.
Maybe it was the Phillies. Oh man, this is going to bother me. Now I got to look it up. I'm sorry.
Or what's Jared Kelenic, former Mariner, current Atlanta Brave, had John Denver, Country Road, Take Me Home. And just every single person knows those words, and every single person would start singing. And it's like, we wouldn't even care what he did at the plate. It's just like, oh, the song is so awesome.
Gerardo Parra.
Oh, Gerardo Parra.
Thank you.
Yeah. you almost here. Close.
Here we go.
My streak continues.
Yeah, Paul, you were right though. He played for the Nationals. You were totally right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I would have something. I would probably go with something hilarious because that's just my style. I would want something that I don't give a shit about pumping people up. In fact, you might pump people up if you play something funny. It would like get them involved, like
a little more engaged. Yeah,
catch their attention.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear "Can You Take Me Higher" like 12 times in a row. Like nobody gives a fuck,
except for Texas people.
Well, yeah. They love Creed down there in Tejas.
Yeah, it's funny. What do you, okay, here's a question for you. What do you think some are the most popular songs that have been used as far as walk-up songs? Because a lot of songs have been used by multiple people.
True. Do you have a list in front of you? Like, do you know?
I might
know some
have
answers. Okay,
I know some answers, man.
Okay,
I know some answers.
I don't know. There was that song last year that one of the Phillies players had that like got the whole crowd singing. It was like the song's called like A-OK, I think. I don't even know if are we allowed to say the names of songs, or are we going to get booted by the?
You can say the names of songs.
Okay. But that song that's like a popular pop song that people obviously knew because everyone was singing it when he came up to bat. But I don't know. I don't know what are.
Well, obviously, probably one of the most popular, Mariano Rivera, Enter Sandman.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? Somebody used that before him. Houston Astros. Take a guess.
Biggio. No.
Nope.
Who's the other famous Houston Astro? I don't know. I have no idea.
Billy Wagner. He was a pitcher.
That's right.
Yes. Obviously, another super popular one, Trevor Hoffman, Hell's Bells of AC/DC. He had the bells playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So was that trumpet song?
Oh,
from the Mets.
Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
What song is his?
He was doing that song in Seattle before that became this huge thing.
Oh, really?
He had been doing that song for a hot minute, yeah. But then Tommy Trumpet or whatever the dude's name, like, came and played live with them or some shit. Because New York, that's what New York does. For a hot minute, guys such as R.A. Dickey or Hunter Pence or even Jason Worth, they played the Game of Thrones theme.
Oh.
Yeah. There was also Thunderstruck by AC/DC. That was a big one. J.J. Putz, John Smoltz, Noah Syndergaard. Yeah.
I figured Syndergaard would have something to do with Thor, like, since that is his nickname, or it was for a while when he had the wavy locks.
The notorious B.I.G., Big Papa.
Sure. That's a classic.
Big boys.
Yeah.
David Ortiz, CeCe Sabathia, Kendrys Morales.
Oh, that was his walkout song, huh?
Yeah,
Kendrys.
Yep. So yeah, there's some songs that are like obviously pretty huge, and a lot of people. Welcome to the Jungle was a big one back in the day.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Randy Johnson was one of them.
Crazy Train.
What do you think John Rocker's walkout song was?
Oh my God. Insert something racist?
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
yeah, that guy sucks.
Yeah, there's a lot. Anyways, though,
let's move on. Let's get into the main story for today, Paul. You look like you want to say something.
Careless Whisper, George Michael. Two players had that as their songs. One was a pretty
Yeah.
eccentric pitcher from the Kansas City Royals.
Zach Greinke?
Yes.
Oh man, see, okay, that's what I'm talking
That's
about. Like,
good.
if you
Yeah,
have a
that's good.
song, if you have a song that is funny, like that song, that would pump me up right away. If like a pitcher came out and they're playing "Careless Whisper,"
You'd
like
be
this
happy
guy,
the rest of the day.
Josh Reddick of the A's did it for a while, and of course Oakland crowds are pretty crazy when he was playing there. So guys were bringing saxophones, and the crowd
yes,
was like waving back and forth. It's like they instantly got into that song
yeah,
when Josh Reddick came up to bat. Yeah,
yeah,
good for him. That's good shit.
that's what I'm talking about. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about our main topic today, our main story. Eric,
You ready for
you're
this,
up,
gentlemen?
my friend. Take it away.
Well, I started out mispronouncing a name, and during the story, I'm going to mispronounce a lot of names.
Okay, well, we'll make sure to correct you.
In Finland. Well, if you can correct me, I will be very impressed. Okay. So, Lori Gamaris was born on January 5th, 1888 in Pesäpallo, Finland.
Okay.
Into a large family with 10 siblings. He was an athlete in the 1908 and 1912 Summer Olympics. While he participated in the high jump, discus throw, shot put, and 800 meters, he never medaled. In 1907, while Laurie studied in the United States, he attended a Red Sox game. It is said that he wondered how people had the patience to watch such a boring game over several hours.
Maybe don't go watch the Red Sox.
Right.
But upon his return to Finland, he noticed how many traditional sports were losing ground to modern imports and decided that Finland needed its own stick and ball game. Quote, I don't think any other object is quite as appealing to a child, especially a boy, as a bat and ball. He'll take to them like a duck to water. In the 1910s, Laurie was the first professional athletics coach in Finland and worked as a physical education instructor with the Finnish Army. This is where things get a little dark for a little bit.
Okay.
In 1917, along with his brother Marty, who is a political writer, Laurie toured central Finland and southern Ostrobothnia to speak about the importance of establishing the White Guards, a pro-Soviet political and military movement. The Russian Revolution was underway, and Marty was influential in the establishment of the White Guards, while Laurie was made responsible for propaganda for the movement. Marty is quoted as saying, these human species who have sunk lower than animals have to be removed from among those who have the right to propagate their bloodline, and their removal has to be done mercilessly.
Wow,
So we have some pre-Nazis here.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Because of the Russian Revolution, Finland had its own civil war in 1918, in which the pro-royal Soviet rule, the White Guard, fought against the independent Finnish socialist movement known as Red Finland, or the Red Guard. During the 3.5 months of the Civil War, the White Guard was responsible for what is known as the Harmonian Sick Room Massacre, in which 11 patients, suspected of being Red Guard snipers and using the Harmonian Hospital for cover, were executed along with 2 nurses deemed sympathizers.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. When we started talking about this today, I did not expect it to go this way.
Yeah.
He did say it was going to get a little dark.
Pretty dark, yeah. And you know what's? It all started by going to a Red Sox game. This is what that shit does to you.
Wow.
We will get to actual sports soon.
Okay.
During and following the Civil War, Laurie was a proponent of using eugenics and sports as a way to strengthen Finland's military. While the White Guard won the Civil War, their reign did not last long. The White Guard was heavily supported by the Germans and Russians, but as a result of Germany's surrender in World War I, Prince Frederick Karl abandoned his role as head of state, and Finland moved from a monarchist protectorate of the German Empire to an independent republic. By 1919, the first elections had been held and a constitution enacted. Since then, the government has survived challenges from both right and left-wing radicalism, the Soviet invasion of 1939, World War II, the Cold War, and Russia's continued interest in annexing Finland. But during and following the war, Laurie never gave up on his idea of Finnish baseball. Finland already had a stick and ball game called King Ball before the war, but the rules varied greatly from region to region. Laurie was determined to create one set of uniform rules for the whole country called Pesäpallo, or long ball. In 1920, the first trial match of Pesäpallo was played, and a few years later, the name was changed to Pesäpallo, which translates to nest ball, but is commonly referred to as Finnish baseball. And in 1922, the first official games were played. Finnish baseball is similar to baseball in that the offense tries to score by hitting the ball successfully and running through the bases, while the defense tries to put the batter and runner out. But that's pretty much where the similarities end. A game of Finnish baseball consists of 2 periods of 4 innings each. A team wins a period by having the most runs. If each team wins 1 period each, there are extra innings. And if still needed, there is an inning, like a penalty shootout, in which each team tries to bring a player home from third base. The equipment used is also similar, but different to baseball. The bat is much narrower, and the gloves have much less padding and are more scoop-shaped. The ball is very similar in size and is typically half yellow, like a tennis ball yellow, and the other half tan, with very fine stitching holding the 2 sides together. Players, except for the pitcher and catcher, always wear a helmet specially designed for the sport, and the manufacturing of which is regulated by the government to ensure safety. Additionally, there are no actual bases. Instead, there are base areas, chalk outlines of half circles to designate the base. The game is played on a long, narrow field, 42 meters or 138 feet wide. And we'll have a picture of this on the show notes on the website. The play area, as well as the backstop and team areas to the side, is all dirt with grass along the foul areas. First base is where things get really weird, guys.
It's a crazy looking field.
Yeah.
So we should probably describe this field.
So instead of the foul lines continuing to go out from home plate, they go to first and
being
first,
equal to like first and third base line.
Right. What we would call first and third base, they go straight back rather than arcing wider. So it's more rectangular in the outfield is square or rectangular. I never got the actual like depth measurements. So think of like a square with a triangle on the bottom of it.
Yeah, it's like when you're a kid and you draw a picture of a house.
Exactly.
And you just flip that upside down, and that's what it looks like. But the base paths are
yes, I'm
really
getting to
fucked
that.
up. Okay.
Yeah, so first base is halfway up the third base, what we would call the third baseline. Second base is where we would expect to find first. So it's a zigzag running pattern. For base runners, left to first, right to second, straight across to the left to third, and then from third to home, the runner is allowed to go wide outside of the playing field along the sidelines to home, because the batter is running to first on the same path so that they don't collide with each other. In terms of gameplay, there is no pitcher's mound. Instead, the pitcher stands next to home plate and throws the ball vertically up. Like there's another vertical way to throw. Like baseball, the batter has 3 strikes during their turn at bat. However, hitting the ball, the batter does not have to advance to first base. Instead, they can take a strike and try again. If they didn't where they placed the ball.
Like, I don't like that hit or something.
Yeah.
I want to take that as a strike. Oh, wow. Interesting.
However, if they hit a foul ball with 2 strikes, they are out. The pitcher, on the other hand, is only allowed to make 2 bad pitches because it's easier to pitch. You're just throwing vertically.
Yeah.
And they're also called balls. And after 2 balls, the batter is walked. Players generally have little difficulty hitting the ball, so the job of the batter is more of directing the ball strategically. There are different types of ways to hit the ball. Some examples I could find are a snap or short hit used to advance runners by putting spin on the ball to avoid it being caught. A fly hit, like a sacrifice fly, used to bring home fast runners on third. A high drive aimed at having the ball drop between what we would call the infielders and the outfielders, because their outfielders play deeper and more spread out. And a bouncer, essentially a bunt, but with a full swing downward to make the ball bounce in front of the home plate area. Additionally, there are no out of the park home runs. If the ball goes past the back line of the field, it is a foul. But if a batter gets to third on their own hit, so basically a triple, they get a point and are able to get an additional point if they eventually get to home.
Wait, so hold on. It's an enclosed field. Is that correct?
No.
It's not.
No, it's outside this whole...
well, yeah, but is there a fence around the perimeter of the field itself, or is it just wide open?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, there's a fence or whatever.
So if it goes into the stands, it's not a home
foul.
run?
It's a foul. It has to be hit into the play area.
Okay.
Forcing that small ball on everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly. If a fly ball is caught and a runner is not standing in the base area, the runner is automatically removed from play, but it does not count as an out.
Whoa.
So if you try and run during a fly ball and you're caught in between bases, you're automatically removed from the field of play, but it doesn't count as an out.
Oh, I thought you meant like they're like disqualified from like
no.
the game. Like get the fuck out of here. You got caught.
Don't you dare.
And one of the weirdest, if this wasn't weird enough, one of the weirdest differences from baseball is there are no base coaches or hand signals. Instead, the coach of each team has a multicolored fan. Think of like the NBC Peacock logo. With like different slats of colors. And they use those to signal to the runners their different plans. It is common in Finland schools during May for a team of students to play a game against a team of school staff. During the night, like that's just a normal thing of Finnish kids' childhood. During the 1952 Summer Olympics held in Helsinki, Pesäpallo was a demonstration sport with a match held between the Finnish Baseball League and the Finnish Workers' Sports Federation, in which Laurie threw the first pitch, and the Finnish Baseball Federation won 8-4. On May 20th, 1981, Laurie died in Helsinki, Finland, and in 1988, both a statue was unveiled at the Helsinki Olympic Stadium, and a Finnish postage stamp was issued to commemorate what would have been his 100th birthday. In 1998, professional Finnish baseball had a large-scale game-fixing scandal, and the public lost nearly all interest in the sport. Players and managers from 8 teams were found to have fixed 5 different games, in which 4 of the 5 meaningless end-of-season games ended in a draw, which is both rare and offer high payouts with the legal and national betting agency in Finland. 460 people were interviewed as part of the investigation. 30 people were charged with either charges being eventually dropped or them just getting fined. There was no jail time issued. Public interest in Pesäpallo fell for many years following the scandal, and attendance did not reach pre-scandal levels until 2009.
So that's their version of the Black Sox scandal.
Exactly. Since 1992, the Pesäpallo World Cup is held roughly every 3 or 4 years. It gets delayed if it coincides with the FIFA World Cup, and it was delayed because of COVID. And it has featured national teams from Australia, Germany, Sweden, Bangladesh, Switzerland, Estonia, India, the US, Japan, Nepal, and Canada. However, Finland has won every time in all three
Yeah, of
groups:
course.
men, women, and mixed teams.
Because nobody knows what the fuck how they're playing this game.
And
I
that
can't even
gentleman is Pesäpallo.
I can't believe it's like even a thing that it exists. I mean, I've never heard of it. Number one.
Well, it's
But
obviously
it's just
like somebody trying to create their like stick and ball game. I mean, their version of it.
Yeah.
There were stories that he went to this one baseball game and came back and tried to recreate it from what he just remembered. But that looks to just be,
An
made-up
embellishment.
story.
Yeah.
Of how wacky it is. Trying to explain it away.
It's really hard to understand. And I hope that listeners go and look at this picture to see what this field looks like and how these players are aligned. Maybe it would be good to like watch a live game of it to see.
There's some really
how
good
it plays
YouTube
out.
videos, and I'll put those in the show notes as well. Because
Have you watched them?
I have, yeah. It's very fast moving.
Okay. Is it easier to understand than cricket?
Oh, definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do they have like who's the US? Did you look at like who the US team is? And
no, I didn't go into personalities or teams or anything like that. I was just took enough time to figure out the rules and the field to play.
Huh. Okay. I guess I'll have to go and watch this.
This was created like back in 1920 or something, early 1900s?
Yeah,
Wow.
First professional games were in 1922.
Wow.
And it's still going strong to this day, it sounds like.
Still going strong, yeah. They love it.
You didn't butcher the names too bad. I think his name is pronounced Lowry. Like Lowry's seasoning salt, but he's Finnish.
Yeah, my Finnish isn't so good.
Well, to be fair, neither is any of your other languages besides English. So
my English ain't so great either.
That's true.
Ain't so great.
Well, that's interesting. I am extremely curious, skeptical, first and foremost. But I think it's it might be fun to watch.
Skeptical of it being pronounced Pesäpallo.
Well, yeah, that's
who knows how it's pronounced.
It's got the little umlaut above the A, so Pesäpallo. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I mean, but the signaling with a multicolored fan is just, it's bizarre.
I like it.
Did you guys hear that?
No.
Pesäpallo.
Exactly how I said it.
Pesäpallo.
So it's a translation of baseball.
Oh, okay. Well, is it a translation now?
I don't know.
Because in my notes it says that it translates to nest ball.
That says that was Estonian, so maybe Estonian is not quite the same. Let's try Finnish.
Yeah, Finnish baseball.
Pesäpallo.
Yeah, Pesäpallo. Thanks, Google.
Good job, Eric.
You can just plug that in for every time I mispronounce it.
I might do that, actually.
Pesäpallo.
Lauri.
Okay, I'm going to plug that in too.
You can have Google correct me every time I mispronounce something.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for sharing that, Eric. That was fun. I enjoy stories about. I wonder how many other games there are throughout the world. Like if there are many other versions of baseball.
There's got to be.
I know baseball is played in many different countries, but I wonder if there's some just like little underground stickball leagues that happen.
Local variations
Yeah.
that we don't know about. You got to think like pre-internet and with all the wars and stuff with the US, like bringing sports all over the place. You got to think that there's some little areas that have some weird baseball rules that have mutated.
I bet.
Also, it doesn't sound like Lowry was that great of a guy.
No, and it's interesting that they still erected a statue and put him on a postage stamp, even after being a fascist. Being head of propaganda for a fascist state.
Well. Oh well, I guess. All right. That's it. Shortest episode this season so far. Pitch clock is working.
Pesäpallo.
Pesäpallo. Stick around next week.
For
I don't know. I just just stick around next week.
Plan you hadn't shared with us yet.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything yet.
Let's
just stick
review a
around
movie.
in generally.
Should we do a movie?
Let's do a movie.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always
Movie
fun.
review it is. Yeah. The title of that movie will be revealed next week when we do the review.
I like it.
Yeah. We will see you guys next time. Pesäpallo.
Pesäpallo.
Pesäpallo.